Hello and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas. This is Roger, your host. I'm here with Debbie-Lynn Grace, President of Debbie-Lynn Grace International. I'm excited and honored to be able to share with you some of the wisdom that she's gathered over the years. She's got a combined 30 years of business growth expertise along with 20 years as an energy worker. And she has a powerful gift of intuition that she has been able to show people worldwide how to dissolve all the energy blocks that are preventing you from having a blessed life of authenticity, purpose, confidence, love, passion, and, yep, even prosperity. Debbie's worked with thousands of individuals, including entrepreneurs and corporate professionals, to get a dramatic result in their personal and professional life through her private mentoring, her online courses, her live events. She also offers a transformational program for highly sensitive people. Debbie is the author of Outrageous Business Growth and has contributed to 5 other books. She's an international speaker, published over 200 newspaper magazines, or been published in over 200 newspaper magazines and websites worldwide, and is frequently interviewed in the media. So today, Debbie is going to share 8 essential elements that are going to contribute to your success in every area of your life. And I want to turn it over to Debbie now and have her share how to kick off 2016 with a successful mindset. So, Debbie, welcome to today's show. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks, Roger. I really appreciate you asking me to contribute, because I'm always here to support people in their growth and expansion. And so just as before I even get started with the 8 essential 8 essential tips that will help you, this is a great time to be having this conversation, because this is the only time of the entire year that everybody throughout the world is going to enter into a period of reflection, as we all do. We wind down to the end of the year and we move into a place of reflection and how did our year go, good, bad, or indifferent, right? And then we always enter into this place into the next year really hopeful and excited and full of possibility. And the reason that's so powerful, and the reason why doing this series that you're offering to all these wonderful people is so powerful, is because there's a group consciousness that is literally worldwide that is supporting you kind of as a boost and an acceleration point to your success in 2016. So I'd like to just sort of contribute to that and share with you sort of how to wrap your mind around it in the way you approach your year, and now is the perfect time to be doing it. Because you're, like I said, you're really supported by this massive group consciousness around the world, all thinking about their year and all moving into the year, as we all start out the year with a lot of hope and a lot of possibility and a lot of motivation and a lot of inspiration. So I just want to add to this so that you view that and you view your year with a lot of excitement but some real world understanding of what's going to help you throughout the year. Not just, because as we all know, all of a sudden those New Year's resolutions start to dissolve and they go away, right, and you forget about them, as the year starts. And by January 31st, you're like going, oh, really? And it looks like same old, same old. And I don't want that to happen, and nor do you, Roger, I know.
Yeah, no, that's powerful. We're excited.
So let's just start with number one. Number one is to understand, everybody thinks about just mindset. They're just focused on, well, I have to have a success mindset. But actually, it's almost like saying if it was just about your mindset, you're not using all the tools in your tool bag. It's almost like saying you're trying to build a house with only a hammer, when that's not really what it entails. Your success is reliant on a whole lot of more things, and that's what I really want to share with you. I'm going to give you sort of 8 tools in your toolbox that when you use them combined, you build a very powerful house, okay? So the first one has everything to do with your state of being very conscious of what is your state of being. And what I mean by that is you actually know what your state of being is when you're in fear, right? You're in fear. That's your state of being. You know what it is like when you're confident, okay? That's another state of being. You know what it's like when you're feeling sad. That's another state of being. Now, each state of being has with it sort of a physiological connection. So let's just take your state of being of a place of confidence, because that's what I want you to walk into 2016 with, is from a place of confidence. So what that means is usually people that are confident, the way you hold yourself, you physically carry your body is very different. Your shoulders are back, you stand up straight, your chin is up, right? Your chest is kind of out, and you talk with a really strong resonance. All right? So being very conscious of your state of being, and if you ever wanted to shift your state of being from fear to confidence, literally shift your body. That's the fastest way to do it, is shift your body. Literally shift your body in the way you're standing, and that will actually start to change your mind. All right. The second thing is your perception of yourself. How do you perceive yourself? Do you perceive yourself as successful, or do you perceive yourself as a failure? Do you perceive yourself as empowered and powerful, or do you perceive yourself as somebody who's lacking or disempowered? So another thing that goes into your success is your perception of yourself. Now, the good news is you can change everything you want in your life, right? What you cannot change is your past. That you can't change. But you can change your state of being. You can change your mind. You can change your thoughts. You can change what comes out of your mouth. You can change your choices. You can change your perception of yourself. And you can change the possibility in your future. You can change every single thing about yourself. So the second thing is to understand, what is your perception of yourself? The more you perceive yourself to be powerful, the more powerful you will be. All right, the third thing, and this is tied to the first two that I just talked about, is your internal dialogue. Is your internal dialogue, I'll just say one thing, because I've worked with thousands of people, and I do one-on-ones, all day long with people, and I do a lot of Q&A calls. We're in a group environment. And I'm always tracking energetically what they're saying and how they're saying it, because how somebody phrases something tells me exactly what their state of being is and what their state of mind is and what their possibility is they see for themselves. So if you start a sentence with, I should, I need to, I have to, that's a completely constrictive place, and you're limiting your choices and what's available to you. If your dialogue, your internal dialogue starts with, I am, I can, I'm excited about, I intend to. When you have, you can actually feel the difference in that. Roger, can you hear what I'm saying? You hear the difference in those? Yeah. And so if you even say to yourself, I can do this, you actually feel that kind of power in your body. And then what happens is, again, you're triggering in that state in your body of confidence. And what happens? Your chest goes out, your shoulders go back, your voice gets deeper, and then you feel very motivated. You just want to take action. So you want to watch the internal dialogue in your head. All right, the fourth one, and this is really, really important. So for those of you listening in and watching this video, I want you to write this in very large words, very large letters, and I want you to stick it in front of your desk and carry it around with you. And that is your willingness to receive and your openness to receive. So I do a lot of work with people around, creating a lot more prosperity and abundance in their life. And the fact of the matter is, how much you receive has a direct correlation to how much money you will make and how hard it will be for you to make that money. So the more open and available and you have feelings inside of being worthy and deserving, and you open yourself up to receiving, the faster opportunities come to your way, resources come your way, and money starts flowing in your direction with very little effort on your part. Because I have a very strong belief system that you don't have to work hard to get everything. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be struggle and hard work.
You don't mind if I write that in the mirror in really big letters, do you?
Yeah, you can cover the whole mirror with the word receive if you choose. Most people have no problem giving. We could give all day long. It's very easy, just like with the spirit of this whole series is everybody meaning to give. Like, I'm here to give. And but I'll tell you something. If you're always in giving mode, you're never in receiving mode. So there has to be that generous flow, because there is no giving without receiving. Okay? So receiving is very important. All right. The fifth one, and this is important, is your connection to what I call your soul path. And your soul path, I mean, some people might want to call it purpose, but I don't want any of you to walk around thinking, oh, if I don't find my purpose, I'm never going to make it in my life. Well, that's actually not true. According, being that this is my my interview, we're going to just go the world according to Debbie. And the world according to Debbie is that, we all have the same purpose in life. And the first one is when you came into the world as a human being, the first one is to experience love in every aspect, to give love and to receive love unconditionally for yourself. All right, so that's your first purpose. That's the one that most people struggle with. Really, if anybody's going through a personal development program, it's because they struggle with receiving love into their life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you learn how, again, to receive, your prosperity will skyrocket. All right, the second purpose is to be able to serve in a way that feels very fulfilling for you. And the form of that can change over your lifetime. It can change from day to day. It can change from year to year. All right? So if you're doing any kind of work, whatever that work is, whether you're getting paid for it or not, whether it's volunteering or it's what you do for a living, as long as it has that high vibration of fulfillment, now you're in a place where you're connected to your soul path, and you're connected to what you were always meant to do. But just remember that form can change, but it's just looking at how fulfilled do you feel. All right, the sixth one has to do with prosperity, and it has to do with, now I want you to imagine that you see a large flagpole in front of you, and obviously attached to the ground, and it's very tall, this pole. And if you were to think about vibration, low vibration and high vibration, the low vibration would be where closer to the ground where the flagpole is, and the higher vibration is all the way at the top of the flagpole. You want to be operating at the top. You want to be operating at a high vibration, and what that means is you have perspective. So you know that if you go into a 50-story building, and you go and you're standing on the street in front of that building and you look up, it looks like a really big building, but you have no perspective. You can't see past the building. All you can see is the building in front of you. You can't really, you could look to the right and you could look to the left, but you can't even look behind you. Now, if you go into the elevator and you take it all the way up to the 50th floor, and imagine there's a penthouse and it's got wraparound windows. So now you have a vast perspective. You see mountains, you see water, you see forests, you see trees, you see other buildings, you see an entire city. That's a high vibration. Mm-hmm. So you want to start the year from that perspective. And just as a side note, one of the things I tell my students to do is when you're thinking about and reflecting about what you want to create and attract and receive in 2016, I suggest you go to a high-rise building and you go to the one that has something at the top floor or someplace where you can get a very high perspective so that you have that kind of perspective and you're really embodying it. All right. I know I haven't even taken a breath yet, have I, Roger?
No. I just reminded when you talk about that high-rise building, I can just vision this place in New Orleans I went to. I always feel more creative at the top of these buildings. There's just something about being up there. Well, and
that's true. It's because you have space and you have perspective. And, every time you shift to that higher perspective, your whole sense of power starts to shift. You don't feel so powerful on the first floor. You feel a lot more powerful on the 50th floor, right?
That's so true. So true.
Yeah.
So take a breath now. And let's get these last two. This is really good stuff, Debbie.
All right. Number 7. Now, this is kind of the obvious, but I'm going to say it anyways. All right. You want to take the right, and you want to write this word down, R-I-G-H-T. You want to take the right, consistent action towards what you want, because there are plenty of people out there that are like a hamster, spinning in the wheel. They're taking a lot of action and they're going nowhere fast. So the difference is you want to take the right consistent action. And true. I'll tell you something. How do you know? You're thinking to yourself, well, how do I know what the right consistent action is? All right. Well, I'll tell you how you know. You'll know because you'll feel it in your body. When you feel confident, you can hear your intuition. When you feel fulfilled, you know you're on the right course. when you hear a dialogue like, I can, you know you're on the right course. So you've got all these cues that I've just given you with the previous 6, aspects. You have all these cues that are going to tell you you're on the right course. If you're stuck in fear and struggle, you're not on the right course, and chances are you're not going to be taking the right consistent action, moving towards what you want. Okay?
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah. Now, and the last one is the thing that separates the people that spend their whole life making it hard work and struggle, and the people that seem to be incredible manifestors of these awesome opportunities and resources and money and all the things they want in their life. And the thing that separates them is faith and trust. It's that you're completely disconnected from faith and trust when you're in a fear state, or you're in a state of lack or a state of struggle. You're very disconnected to the most powerful thing that could ever get you to the other side of something with the most ease and the most grace and the most elegance, and that's faith and trust. But mostly, I want you to write this down. Not only have faith and trust in the universe, but you have to have faith and trust in yourself that you are powerful. That you are powerful. So, if you really wanted a little bit of an assignment as you enter into 2016, pick a place that's very peaceful to you, maybe one that's got a high perspective. Maybe it's the top of a hotel, or, you have a cabin on a mountain, or someplace that you can see over the ocean, where you can have a higher perspective. And I want you to just breathe it in and receive all the beauty that's around you, right? And then, say to yourself, I am powerful. And I want you to feel that in your body and really acknowledge it and affirm it, because you have the space to do that. And the best time to do that in the whole year is right at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really profound, Debbie. That's powerful. Yeah, it's so true, too. I mean, it's the times that I felt strong myself was at the top of a building, planning out the year, and it's amazing how that works. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, now I know we wanted to keep this packed and tight. I cut you off there, so say what you wanted to say there.
No, that's all. Go ahead.
I know as we're wrapping things up here, like you said, we're moving into 2016. Do you have a final thought or something you want to leave with the audience before we part ties here and head off into 2016?
I think I gave sort of a little bit of a homework assignment to all of you, and I want you, if you're going to spend the time in reflection, I'd ask you to spend the time at the end of the year, not in reflection of what didn't happen, but reflection on how you changed for the better. So even if you went through challenges in 2015, I'd like the best way to set up your 2016 is to end your 2015 with gratitude. And no matter what you went through this year, ending it with gratitude for what you were shown, how you grew, what you learned, how you were strong through adversity, what kind of prosperity did come into your life, what new opportunities arrived. Do it in reflection in a way that really acknowledges yourself. Because no matter what happened to you in this past year, something good came out of it, no matter what it was. And when you do that, it will, I don't want you to go into 2016 and go, oh God, I'm so glad 2015 is over. I just want to start and hit the reset button on 2016. Because that really depletes your energy and deflates how powerful you really are. So that's my advice to you, is no matter what happened in 2015, you could have had some fantastic things happen, or you could have had some pretty serious challenges. But I'll tell you something, with adversity, there's always two sides to every situation. And with adversity, the other side of it is for you to discover how powerful you really are and how strong you really are. So move into 2016 with gratitude for 2015 and excitement for 2016.
Yeah, no, that's powerful, Debbie. I know my mentor, Jim Rohn, used to tell me the same thing, right? Look in the previous year and invest it into your future. Take what you can, the lessons that you've learned, and then apply it to the future. And it's such a better way to enter the year than looking back in regret. because sometimes those hardships actually train us and prepare us for the future. So that's a really great tip.
Yes.
That's a really great tip. Well, I know we've got to finish off here. So, you know, Debbie, the work that you do is tremendous. I know people are probably thinking, gosh, how can I go further with you? And, you know, where can they connect with you and learn more, and so that they can continue to invest in their future by taking a step of faith and trust and working with you?
All you have to do is just go to my website at outrageousbusinessgrowth.com. So outrageousbusinessgrowth.com, and you'll find out more about me and my own story, and more about the programs that I offer, and some of the resources that are available to you. And yeah, that would be great.
Well, thank you, Debbie. Gosh, it was such a pleasure and an honor to be able to connect with you this year, and looking forward to what 2016 is going to hold for everybody. So again, thank you for the investment of your time. I know it's precious to you, and we're just so honored and blessed to have you here. So thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me, and happy holidays and a very happy and healthy and prosperous new year to everybody listening to this program.